Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Honorable Chief Justice and Chairperson of the General Legal Council, the Honorable Justice Alhaji Hassan B. Jallo, to deliver the welcoming remarks.
Honorable Judges, learned Solicitor General, members of the General Legal Council, Madam Director General of the Gambia Law School, members of the Bar, and the President of the Bar Association, new graduates of the Gambia Law School. I'd like, on behalf of the General Legal Council, to welcome you all to this 10th call ceremony of graduates of the Gambia Law School. We thank you all for coming to share this very happy occasion with us. Special welcome, of course, goes to the new graduates who have just finished the vocational part of their training at the Gambia Law School. We have today 60 of them, 34 of them are Gambians. I'd like to first congratulate them on their success and to wish them well in the vocation that they have chosen. I'd also like to congratulate their families, their friends, their sponsors, who I am sure have contributed very much to the success that is being recognized today. The vocation that you have chosen is an honorable one. You have reached an important milestone in preparing for that vocation. You have gone through university, successfully undergoing the LLB program, and you have also successfully completed the professional course at the Gambia Law School. There's still a few more steps left. You have yet to do your pupillage for 1 year, that is your apprenticeship or attachment, at the end of which the General Legal Council will consider whether each of you is a fit and proper person for enrollment as a member of the honorable profession of legal practitioners. And I hope and I wish that all of you will rise up and meet that particular description, that qualification, and eventually find your names in the roll book of lawyers of this country. That won't be the end of your studies or of your efforts. The profession you have chosen stands out for three things. It's a profession of continuous learning. You never finish your studies. You never finish learning. It's a continuous process of learning up to when you sort of hang up your wig and your gown. You will not finish reading the law. You need to continuously keep abreast of it. It's important to remember that. It's a profession also renowned for hard work. You have to work many and long hours, perhaps while others are asleep, while others are resting. But if you do so, at the end of it all, there comes the reward of recognition, the reward of recognition as a professional of the highest standards. But above all, the profession stands, thirdly, for being described as the honorable profession. It is so described because it is a profession that is dedicated to truth and to justice and to integrity. That must be reflected in your own personal individual characters. You must live a life of honesty and integrity and be devoted to the pursuit of truth and justice. You have spent some time studying the Code of Conduct for Lawyers at the law school. It is time now that you live by that Code of Conduct. It is in fact required that you live by that Code of Conduct. The General Legal Council, indeed the whole community, will be looking up to you in that respect. And I hope and pray that you will live up to those standards. On an occasion like this, it's useful also to reflect on a number of issues touching on the profession and on the administration of justice. Some time ago, the General Legal Council, conscious of the need to review our legal education system and to make improvements on it, has set up a special committee to review the process of legal education from university right up through to the law school, and in fact beyond, to deal with the issue of continuing legal education for lawyers is a very, very important area. We need to continuously see how to improve our legal education sector. So we urge the committee which the General Legal Council had set up a while back to really conclude their work and submit their recommendations to the council so that we can take the necessary steps in order to see how we can improve the process of education for lawyers. Secondly, the issue of discipline of members of the legal profession. Increasingly, the General Legal Council is receiving a number of complaints against legal practitioners. It is the duty of the disciplinary committee of the council to deal with this, and indeed the committee has been doing its utmost and has dealt with a number of cases appropriately. But the numbers keep rising, and we, the members of the committee and of the council, have been of the view that the mechanism that is provided for under the Legal Practitioners Act is inadequate, unsuitable, inappropriate to deal with the current situation, particularly with regard to the workload of complaints against lawyers. We have submitted proposals to the Ministry of Justice, and we again urge the ministry to expedite the process of amendment to the Legal Practitioners Act so that a new mechanism can be set up and the council can proceed more expeditiously with dealing with complaints against lawyers. This is important. It is important that it is done so that those who are aggrieved can have justice, but also so that there is a perception, there is an understanding that the council is determined to ensure high standards within the legal profession itself. As the numbers of the bar increase, of course, today we have 34 being called. Last year we enrolled, I believe, some 40 or so new lawyers, and this year we'll be enrolling more. I think it's time also the profession devoted its attention to the issue of properly organizing itself. For a long time now, for too long perhaps, the bar has depended on sole practice of individual legal practitioners. That is no longer appropriate. It is totally inefficient. It impedes the ability of lawyers to satisfy the demands of their customers. If you are practicing as a sole lawyer alone in your chambers, you have so many clients, and invariably on a day you have to appear before so many different courts. You can't meet all those demands. The numbers of lawyers are there now for the legal profession to reorganize itself into legal firms which can more readily service clients and more readily also, equally important, service the courts in order to avoid unnecessary adjournments by the courts. As a sole practitioner, you can't be everywhere at the same time. You can't be satisfying every client at the same time. But as a firm of lawyers, you can serve as many courts as possible, and you can satisfy many clients simultaneously. We need to look at this particular working method, move away from the sole firms. The numbers are there. There are many lawyers there now. Let us try to reorganize ourselves and come together. A number of lawyers have tried that, and it's working very well. And I would like to point out, particularly, for instance, Bensula and Company, which is a very good big firm. I've not been doing any advertisement, by the way, or any marketing, but it's a good firm, well organized with many lawyers, and I believe there are others also, AAB, Gay and Co. People should follow their example and try to reorganize themselves. Finally, there are things, even within the legal sector, where I think the private sector can do better than the state sector. There are matters within the judiciary which we would certainly want to farm out to the private legal sector to handle, because I think they may be able to handle it even much better. And I'm thinking of particularly two areas. One is the preparation of records of judgments for appeal. It's a big challenge currently for the administration. In some jurisdictions, you have companies which provide private legal services in the preparation of records, in the service of processes, and in other areas. So I'd like members of the bar also to give some reflection, some thought to this. whether beyond their normal practice, they are in a position to establish private legal services firms which can provide support to the judiciary in this and in other particular areas. But these are just a few of the thoughts which we may want to reflect on this particular occasion. But today is a day also for the graduates, and once more I'd like to congratulate them and their parents and their supporters, and wish them success in the next phase of their training and success in the profession that they have chosen. Thank you very much.
We're grateful, my lord. You have provided us with things to think about, so I'm sure both the new graduates and the bar will reflect on your address. I now call on the Honorable Solicitor General and Legal Secretary, Mr. Hussein Tumasi, who's representing the Honorable Attorney General, to deliver the opening address.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, let me first extend the apologies of the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Honorable Daouda Jallow, for his inability to be with us this morning. The Honorable Minister is presently on his way out of the jurisdiction on an official mission, and hence his inability to be with us. I have, however, been delegated to read the address of the Honorable Minister. My Lord, the Chief Justice, Honorable Justices of the Superior Courts, Your Worships, Magistrates and Cadis, the Director General of the Gambia Law School, members of the General Legal Council, Honorable Justice Sok and spouse, Mrs. Adele Sok, the guest speaker for today's occasion, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with immense pleasure that I'm here today to take part in today's call ceremony. This is indeed a milestone event for all the recently called members of the bar, or the members to be called. It is, after all, a moment for celebration following years of hard work and sacrifice at the university and a year of professional training at the Gambia Law School. My heartfelt and sincere congratulations to you all, especially to your parents and loved ones who have made the sacrifice to see you through all these years of your professional training. It is also a befitting moment that the financial sacrifices they have made is recognized. It is also proper to pay tribute to your lecturers and tutors, as well as the Academic Board and the General Legal Education, Council of Legal Education, who have worked very hard to prepare you for this day. It is an honor to offer you words of encouragement and advice as you start your journey in this noble and honorable profession on a day like today. From today henceforth, you will be presented to your communities and the nation at large as lawyers. You will have the privilege to wear the wig and gown, symbols and attire of a lawyer. All the privileges of a lawyer will be adorned on you, and on your friends, families will understandably treat you differently as a result of your newly acquired status as lawyers. You should also understand that with these privileges come along weighty responsibilities. This is a very ancient profession dating back to very long times with very fine and noble traditions. You must always remember that you are bound by rules and regulations that have been perfected to maintain the highest standards of professionalism and conduct for all lawyers, as exemplified in the Legal Practitioners Act and in your Code of Conduct. There is no profession that is so regulated laboriously more than the legal profession. This is why time and time again we emphasize that as lawyers, You must be professional at all times in your undertakings. Being professional necessitates that you act diligently, competently, ethically, and above all, with integrity. What makes this profession stand out is the commitment to the core values of honesty and integrity. You must always remember to do everything possible to maintain your good character as lawyers, and you must demonstrate honesty in all your dealings with your clients or employers, as the case may be, and do not take advantage of your clients or any vulnerable or poor person for that matter. History has taught us that not all lawyers will act honestly in their dealings. To put it frankly, some notorious ones will act greedily and abuse their positions of trust. You should refrain at all times from acting for any client who will require you to act unprofessionally, and always bear in mind that there is a high price to pay when reported and when you flout the rules, and disciplinary proceedings may be instituted against you by the General Legal Counsel. This could in effect lead to debarment, which for the benefit of laymen present here means expulsion from the profession. Remember that there are ethical implications in becoming a lawyer. As lawyers, we should all take a very rigid stance when it comes to issues of professional ethics. In the words of Chief Justice Warren, I quote, "A lawyer without high ethical standards is an empty vessel, a mere technician whose relationship to the client amounts to nothing other than a casual, superficial commercial transaction." Quotations close. It is only by upholding the core values of our profession that we can continuously maintain public confidence in the administration of justice and the legal system. My lords, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the newly graduates, the senior lawyers will tell you that this is a profession that can guarantee you a healthy living. There are many opportunities for you in this profession that you have chosen to guarantee you a very good life. Explore the different areas of legal practice to determine an area that you can enjoy and love practicing. Whilst as lawyers you can make money through hard work and through a very good reputation, money making should not be your prime consideration for practicing law. The attributes of any good lawyer are hard work and the defense of justice. Success as a lawyer can only come about through hard work and dedication to professional and ethical values. As young practitioners, you are bound to run into difficulties in the course of your career. Do not hesitate to seek help from your seniors. I will encourage you to seek for mentors who will guide you as you journey through. Your senior colleagues are fully conscious of their role to guide and nurture you in this profession. And always remember, it's not everything about lawyering that the law school will teach you. On a personal note, I'm very much delighted to see the Honorable Justice Sok here present, as he had mentored me over the years. I've had to rely on his guidance and would like to use this opportunity to thank him immensely. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, having completed your professional training, you should know that your education as lawyers is also just beginning. As the Honorable Chief Justice has emphasized, this is a profession that demands constant learning, and it is imperative that you strive to keep abreast with developments in the law. Ongoing professional development and education are key to a successful practice. As you journey through this profession, I will encourage you to consistently upgrade your skills and competence. I will equally encourage you as lawyers to be very respectful of the traditions of the bar, legal institutions, and the people in general that you come across. Always remember to be polite, respectful, and courteous to your colleagues at the bar. This is the profession where the twin values of collegiality and fraternity are held in very high esteem. That's why we call each other landed brother. It is paramount that we exhibit respect and show also deference to judges and magistrates. I have reiterated at different forums that as lawyers, it is fitting that we give back to society in the form of community service, pro bono work, as well as readily making oneself available when the national call to duty falls on you. It is also imperative that we champion the cause of the rule of law in our society. You are the new generation of lawyers to whom the burden of freedom is passed. You must jealously guard it and work hard to ensure that never again do we repeat dictatorship or tyranny on Gambian soil. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King, and I quote, "Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step towards the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle, the tireless exertions and passionate concerns of dedicated individuals." Quotations close. We therefore require constant vigilance to preserve our nascent democracy. This, as lawyers, we can do by promoting and subscribing to a strong and independent legal profession. Once again, I wish to congratulate all the graduates and to wish you a very successful and fulfilling career in the legal profession. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tomasi, for those words of wisdom. I hope that everyone was listening carefully and attentively. We will now call Mrs. Tomasi to present those qualified to be called to the bar.
My Lord, the Chief Justice and Chairperson of the General Legal Council, the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice, represented by the Solicitor General, Justices of the Supreme Court, High Courts, our distinguished guest speaker, Honorable Justice Raymond Sok, and wife, Mrs. Adele Sok, my former teacher, venerable religious leaders, magistrates and cadis, staff of the Superior Courts and the Gambia Law School, our most able MC, our guest from the United Kingdom, graduating class 2020-2021, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols respectfully and duly observed. Good morning. I welcome you to the call ceremony of the class of 2020-2021, which is the 10th call to bar ceremony of the Gambia Law School. If you recall, this class started very late in December in very uncertain times due to the COVID pandemic. But we thank the Almighty God for pulling us through and for the indomitable lecturers who have plodded on despite the obvious difficulties associated with online classes. The 2020-21 class started with 94 students. 3 fell sick along the way and 2 were unable to complete due to circumstances beyond their control. Today, out of that initial 94, 56 are being called. We thank the Almighty God for his favors on you, and we pray that those left behind will eventually make it to this day. As you are at the threshold of commencing your legal career, I challenge you all to go out and find not only professional success, but also to use the skills and the values you have acquired at the Gambia Law School, so that you will all meaningfully improve the world. I have no doubt that you will all do that. I wish to use this opportunity to publicly remind you that you are ambassadors of the Gambia Law School. You are ambassadors, and at all times, you are required to protect your alma mater. I welcome you all and I congratulate you. It is indeed my pleasure to now declare the statement that is for you to be called to the bar by the chairperson of the General Legal Council, Honorable Justice Hassan B. Jallow. Be it known that I, Rugi Tomasi, Director General of the Gambia Law School, do hereby confirm that the names of those that I am going to call out, as do appear in this booklet, have successfully completed the bar professional training course. Consequently, they are hereby presented to the General Legal Council to be considered for call to the Gambia Bar. I now call upon the Honorable Chief Justice and Chairperson of the General Legal Council, Justice Hassan B. Jallow. It is indeed my pleasure to call Fatou Toure, Usman Fall, Hawa Balde, Wendy Nana Ama Bochwe Okai, Manjiki Sane, Dorothy Saba de Graaf Johnson, Our Guy, Fatou Menga, Alfred Nene Ayiku Okotia, Joseph Gaimera Okulu, Eric Samuel Keta, Ibrahim Asaho, Ba Alaji Conte, Sandra Tete, Fildus Hamid, Ibrahim Ajabang, Maria Sen, Dorcas Nti, Rosalind Duka, Benedicta Kwashiga, Caroline Goddard, Pasini Webu Nunu, Lamin M. Diba, Ya Adobia Osu Ado Okire, Fatou Matabu Baba, Kasama Diba, Muslima H. Hazel, Lamin K. Bojang, Exceline Mauno Ahiakbedi, Binta Sow, Margaret Gomez, Marlene Jobate, Masi Renjai, Taki Stephen Adu Amankwa, Samuel Mendy, Ifeanyichukwu Isa Achigbe, Fatou Matajalo, Rabiatu Damiseti, Norman Ginsburg Williams, Michael Gomez, Dudu Ejeng, Christabel Quincy Abamafo Derby, Mumin Mashoud, Martin Kofi Aflo, Sharon Eram Ashun, William M.K. Drame, Yor Oduru Asante, Ya Jembukan, Akwa Aseba Ado Yobo, Pearl Miracle Antwi, Abdoulaye Sala, Mariama Jame, Jere Sise, Bakari Fati, Nene Seni Seka, Umi Senghor, Jibril Jiba, Ziblim Dalandi Mohamed, Frida Nantifam Baye, Boubacar Singate.
By virtue of the powers vested under the law and the traditions of the legal profession in the General Legal Council, I hereby call each and every one of those of you presented here today to the Gambia Bar. Congratulations.
Fatou Touré.
From this side.
I think it was obvious for all those who were present, but I just need to highlight this today. Out of the 34 Gambian students who have been called today, 27 were males and 33 were females. So I think it's important to know that at least in the legal profession, we're making great strides towards gender parity. Now, our guest speaker today, the guest speaker for this ceremony is a man who in legal circles really requires no introduction. The Honorable Justice Raymond C. Sock has in his long and distinguished legal career in legal practice in the Gambia been a state counsel, a legal draftsman, the Registrar General, Curator of Intestate Estates, Solicitor General and Legal Secretary. He's been a private legal practitioner. He has been the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. He was a Justice of the Supreme Court until his retirement earlier this year. He has also served as the Director General of the Gambia Law School. He has also held several other positions, such as the Deputy Chairperson of the Law Reform Commission, the Commissioner for Law Revision. He has been the Executive Director of the African Center for Democracy and Human Rights. So you will all agree with me that it is a rare privilege to listen to any words of wisdom that someone with his wealth of experience can share with us today. So I would therefore urge all the new entrants into the legal profession to listen and learn from Justice Sock and to seek to emulate him and to have the distinguished career that he has had. So, my Lord Justice Stock, the podium is yours.
Your Lordship, the Honorable Chief Justice and Chairperson of the General Legal Council, Honorable Asan B. Jalo, the distinguished Solicitor General and Legal Secretary, Mr. Hussein Tumasi, representing the Attorney General and Minister of Justice and Vice Chairperson of the General Legal Council, Honorable Dawda Jalo, my lords and ladies, Honorable Justices of the Superior Courts, distinguished Director General of the Gambia Law School, Mrs. Rugi Tumasi, distinguished members of the General Legal Council, venerable religious leaders, members of the very entertaining police band with selective music, members of the press, all those newly called to the bar today, ladies and gentlemen. I do not intend to keep you here long, nor do I intend to bother you with a speech which is in some areas repetitious. But I can assure you there was no prior consultation between myself and previous speakers. We all in the bar speak with one voice. I join the chorus of congratulations and well wishes you have deservedly received from the day you passed the bar final exams to today. You have successfully and with a collective sigh of relief gone through a rite of passage, the bar exams, ushering you into the next phase requiring the practical application of what you have learned so far at the university and the law school. This phase of pupillage offers you the opportunity to learn further from experienced legal practitioners and hone the skills acquired at the law school. I therefore urge you to continue to work hard to acquire all the knowledge you need to efficiently serve your people. The acquisition of knowledge of the law does not end at the law school, which is only an introduction to the vastness of the legal knowledge we all explore in our professional lives as we strive to do justice to all. Lest I move too far ahead of myself, let me congratulate all those who have significantly contributed to your achievement. Today, I refer to the able Director General of the Law School, Mrs. Ruby Tumasi, and the distinguished members of the academic board and lecturers of the law school. Congratulations to members of the administrative staff, some of whom have been with the law school for the past 10 years, I'm sorry. And to the cleaners and caretakers, I say thank you. To His Lordship, the Chief Justice, Honorable Asan B. Jalo, and the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Honorable Dawda Jalo, the Chairperson and Vice Chairperson, respectively, of the General Legal Council. And to the distinguished members of the Council, I say thank you for your unflagging support to the law school over the past decade. Worry not, Madam Fatou Toure, I do not intend to preempt your vote of thanks. But I must congratulate your parents, guardians, benefactors, and all those who have contributed both financially and morally to your success. They have helped you maintain the trajectory you have embarked on, and are thus the primary beneficiaries of your success. To your parents and guardians, you personify their hopes and dreams. To your siblings and young girls and boys in your communities, you provide valuable role models worthy of emulation. And to your communities at large, you represent those entrusted with maintaining a society governed by rules and laws, defining our personal interrelationships as part of the social contract. You have thus today assumed extra responsibilities and duties towards your societies as members of the legal profession. You are expected to conduct yourselves with decorum and dignity in public and eschew behavior that may bring the profession into disrepute. Maintaining cordial relations with the public is essential to a rewarding and fulfilling legal career, whether public or private. And such a relationship must be founded on mutual trust and confidence. In performing the role you have undertaken as legal practitioners, you will be guided by the code of conduct applicable to legal practitioners. The code of conduct is promulgated by the General Legal Council pursuant to powers under the Legal Practitioners Act, which empowers the Council, and I quote, to prescribe practice rules for standards of professional etiquette and professional conduct for legal practitioners, and by rules made for that purpose, direct that any specified breach of the rules shall constitute misconduct in a professional respect. I would therefore urge you to familiarize yourselves with the practice rules prescribing standards of professional etiquette and conduct, and use them as a guide throughout your professional careers. Breach of the rules may attract disciplinary measures, including reprimand, fine, suspension from practice, and striking of the rule. Unfortunately, these rules of practice have not been allowed to gather dust in His Lordship the Chief Justice's chambers as in the past, awaiting recourse thereto to deal with the occasional breach by legal professionals in their conduct. They have of late been actively referred to in addressing increasing complaints against legal practitioners, and sadly, such complaints have exponentially increased as the body of legal practitioners expands annually, and have no doubt given rise to criticism of the legal profession and the process of the dispensation of justice. This cannot continue, and I ask you that your primary concern, wherever you are, should be to build a symbiotic bond with the public based on mutual trust and confidence. Your responsibilities and duties as members of this noble profession require you to be honest in your dealings with the public and patient and humble when your service is sought. See yourselves as servants of the people and be prepared whenever so required to do or to serve pro bono publico. There are many areas in the legal sector where your services may be required. The Ministry of Justice and its satellite institutions, no doubt, will appreciate some help, as will the judiciary as it strives to expand access to justice to other regions of the Gambia, and civil society organizations such as the Female Lawyers Association of the Gambia, FLAG, need your assistance. In serving your people, You will be following in the footsteps of senior legal practitioners who have served and continue to serve with dignity and respect, not only as private practitioners, but also notably in the Ministry of Justice and the Judiciary. They have over the years stood firmly on the side of justice, especially when the rule of law is being sidetracked, and have defended the rights of the ordinary members of society, often without financial consideration. These senior legal practitioners have one trait common to them, and that is they have been molded by years of experience and possess the sort of knowledge which I believe Einstein is said to have described as that knowledge we are left with after we have forgotten everything we were taught in school. That, to me, is the cumulative knowledge derived from years of experience. Experience indeed teaches. Fortunately, they have successfully passed on the torch of justice to younger members of the profession, whose performance as members of the bar in defending the rule of law and ensuring that the rights and freedoms of members of the public are respected and upheld is publicly acclaimed. The performance of the Gambia Bar Association in recent years should inspire all of you to rededicate yourselves to upholding the rule of law and the independence of the judiciary, which are currently under siege in many of our countries. It is often said that the rule of law constitutes one of the pillars supporting democracy, a saying that unfortunately rang true for us when our judiciary was sought to be dislocated, with the obvious repercussions on our democracy. As you enter into the vast world of legal practice, this is your opportunity to resolve to serve your people, and in the words of the motto of Rotary International, put service above self. I thank you.
I say it's the best part of the event today because you will see as we go on that most prizes have been won by the females. So we have demonstrated once again that we are excelling in the legal profession, and inshallah very soon we shall take it over. We will start with the prize for professional conduct, which has been sponsored by the Honorable Chief Justice, and we will invite my Lord to present the prize for professional conduct, which is for Rosalind Duca. The prize for advocacy skills has been sponsored by the Honorable Attorney General, and we would invite the Honorable Solicitor General to present the prize to Dorothy Saba de Graaf Johnson. The prize for civil procedure has been sponsored by the Doyen of the Bar, Mr. Surahata B.S. Jane, and I would invite Mrs. Jagana, Ibronke Jane Jagana, to present the prize to Fatou Toure. The prize for criminal procedure has been sponsored by Mr. Antman A.B. Gay and Co., and I would call on Mr. Sega Gay to present the prize to Benedicta Kweshchiga. Prize for legal drafting and conveyance is sponsored by Ami Bensouda and Co., and I would invite Mrs. Bensouda to present the prize to Fatou Toure. The prize for company law and commercial practices has been sponsored by Mr. Paidi Fall, and I would invite Professor Jibril Fall to present the prize to Fatou Toure. The prize for English and legislative drafting has been sponsored by Mr. Solai Law Chambers, and I would invite Mr. Bojang to present the prize to Hawa Balde. For the law of evidence has been sponsored by the Gambia Bar Association, and I would invite Mrs. Victoria Andrews to present the prize to Ms. Fatou Toure. Last year, Mr. ANMO Dabo started a new tradition, which is to award a prize to the best female student. And the prize for this year goes to none other than Ms. Fatou Toure. Please, Chan, to present this prize, please. We don't want to be accused of being biased. So we have also created a new prize for the best male student, which would be donated and sponsored by Mr. Saliu Tal, the president of the Gambia Bar Association. And we invite Mr. Tal to present it to Mr. Usman Fall.
Thank you. Do it fast. Thank you.
Congratulations to all those who have won the subject prizes. Now, the most outstanding student is the student with the best overall results. And that prize has been donated by His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Mr. Adam Barrow. And I would invite my Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice and the Honorable Solicitor General to present that prize to Ms. Fatou Toure. Many congratulations to Ms. Fatou Toure. You have obviously excelled in your studies and we wish you a fruitful career. We will now invite you to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the students. Ms. Fatou Toure.
My Lord the Chief Justice, Honorable Justices of the Superior Courts, Representative of the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice, the Solicitor General and Legal Secretary, members of the General Legal Council, the Director General and members of the Academic Board of the Gambia Law School, our distinguished guest speaker, President and members of the Gambia Bar Association, religious leaders, staff and students of the Gambia Law School, our parents, relatives and friends, my colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I feel very honored to stand before you today on behalf of the 2020-2021 class of the Gambia Law School. I want to begin by thanking God for making all of this possible. I wish to extend our profound gratitude to everyone that is here today on this very important occasion of our lives, as well as those who could not be here today but have supported us in various ways throughout this journey. I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our parents, guardians, sponsors, and loved ones for their support, prayers, encouragement, and sacrifice. On behalf of my colleagues, I would like to express our appreciation and enormous gratitude to our esteemed lecturers, Honorable Justice O.M.M. Jai, Honorable Justice DVP Mahoney, Honorable Justice Kumbasila Kamara, Honorable Justice Amina Sahusisi, Senior Counsel Mrs. Ami N.D. Bensouda, Senior Counsel Mrs. Janet Salenjai, the Learned Solicitor General Emeritus Mr. Cherno Marina, Mr. Senior Counsel Mr. Lamin S. Kamara, and Senior Counsel Abdul Aziz Bensouda, for not only teaching us the substance and procedures of the law, but for also giving us knowledge and wisdom that transcends beyond the classroom. You did not only shape our ways of thinking and helped us find our voices, but you also taught us to have ethics and values, and more importantly, to uphold those ethics and values even when nobody is watching. We thank you for your patience, your commitment, for sharing your experiences, and for the great advice and encouragement. Outside of what was required of them, our lecturers went the extra miles. For instance, Justice Kumbasila conducted several tutorials after she finished her syllabus and went on to give us some very helpful tips, not just for her course, but for the bar finals in general. And Justice Sahosisi did not stop at teaching us advocacy skills. She always reiterated the importance of us conducting ourselves well at all times as members of this profession. I also want to seize this opportunity to thank our guest lecturers. Her Ladyship Honorable Justice Ajimang, Chief Justice of Turks and Caicos. Her Ladyship Honorable Justice Awaba, Justice of the Supreme Court. His Lordship Kadi Omar Seka, President of the Kadi Appeals Panel. His Worship Mr. Peter Adoche. Senior Counsel Mr. Pa Idifal. Senior Counsel Mr. Ibrahim Sane. Senior Counsel Mr. Malik F. Mbaye. Senior Counsel Mr. Abdullahi Fati. And Senior State Counsel Mr. Mumudu Dumbuyambalo for making the time to generously share their wealth of knowledge and experiences with us. We thank the Director General, Mrs. Tamasi, and the entire administrative and support staff of the Gambia Law School for their immense support during our time there. To my colleagues, it has truly been a pleasure sharing this journey with all of you. You have been extremely kind, always willing to help, and made the class a place where we did not only count on each other for academic support, but also a place where we showed up for each other in good and bad times. I am grateful for the study sessions, the educative discussions, as well as the small human moments we shared. Law school would have been much more difficult without your help, and I would not be standing here today without the support you gave me. Having shared this journey with you and seeing how much hard work and sacrifice everyone put in, it makes me very happy to see how far we have all come. Law school is not exactly a fun endeavor, and it can be quite difficult, but I believe that we have done a lot of learning and growing, and that there is indeed a difference between who we are and who we were. I congratulate you all on this milestone, and it is my hope that as we go on to pursue our different paths in life, we'll always remember to use our privileges and powers to improve society and to be there for others in small and big ways. To my colleague and dear friend, Mariam Jame, who's been with me since my first semester at the UTG, I thank you very much for your love and support throughout the years and for being a great example of strength and resilience. I want to say a special thank you to amazing class representatives, Mr. Manjiki Sane and Ms. Muslima Hazel. You served us incredibly well in unconventional circumstances whilst dealing with the same academic pressures that we were all dealing with, and for that we owe you a huge debt of gratitude. I want to personally acknowledge and thank my family, some of whom are here with me today. I could not have asked for a better support system throughout this journey. Every single one of you has been incredibly supportive since I made the decision to start an entirely new career about 5 years ago. In addition to supporting me with resources, you prayed for me, encouraged me, and provided me the right environment which made it easy for me to focus on school. You certainly cannot choose your family, but even if I had a choice, I could not have chosen a better family to be a part of. I thank my mother, the first and best teacher that I've ever had. You have been a great example for my sister and I. It is definitely not lost on me the amount of sacrifice you've made for our family, and I feel very blessed and privileged to have been raised by you. I would not be standing here today without your love, guidance, and prayers. I also want to thank my dad for always being there for me and for being the biggest champion of my education. You've always provided whatever I needed, constantly told me how proud you are of me, and reminded me of what truly matters. I must also remember my grandfather, Ba, a man who was not only generous with everything he owned, but also very generous with his prayers. While my heart is very heavy that you did not live to see this day, the fond memories of you praying for me every single morning before I left for work and school will always live with me. Thank you to my aunts, Adam and Fanta, my grandmother, my uncles, my cousins, my sister, and my amazing friends for all of their love and support. Thank you to our seniors for always making themselves available whenever we had any questions, needed any clarifications, and for generally giving us some much needed guidance and support. Sorry, contrary to what I'm exhibiting here, I've actually been taught how to keep my emotions in check. It's just a bit difficult when you're talking about people you care about. And finally, to the students currently at the Gambia Law School, I want to use this moment to encourage you and tell you that you can do it. It will get hard sometimes, and you will feel overwhelmed. But if you just hang in there and give it your best, you will pull through. Of course, it goes without saying that you need to work very hard, but you also need to remind yourselves to take a moment if need be, so that you can have the strength to keep going. Reach out to others for help if you need it, and help out your colleagues if they need it. If we could do it, then so can you. I thank you all.
Brings us to an end of today's program. Once again, congratulations to all of you who have been called to the bar today. We wish you the very best of luck with your careers and with the legal practice to come on. Before we stand for the national anthem, just a few housekeeping. When the ceremony is over, can you please remain seated so that we can organize a group photo with the General Legal Counsel and the judges of the Superior Courts and also the Academic Board of the Gambia Law School. So just remain seated.
Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la skincare la 2020 lañ wax de waaw fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache perfect skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek loo lañ soxlaati rek maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi defee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw skincare plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skincare products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentee tamit si ay dàlla man nag skincare mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner, Kiwi Eye, the whole range, Lighten Up Gold, Tomatine. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on and on. lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox skincare plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu ngi United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes fragrances men's shirts accessories we do dresses as well we do blouses we do shoes name it we do them skincare plus 2020 is our year of perfection zero task fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème yu picca boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii. Love like fire. Bring my love like fire.
Agada.
Mbijan aganyani.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyinji.
Okay. Korsa. Nsila ID soto.
Sa soto. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariya.
Mbare.
Mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariya.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mola sota Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kodo kiya bere to. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi ma ni domorol ni fana be teat. Gambia dawda yalo ma kum fa kendol sotale je.
Wo moyo diat.
Apelenta
ni baraka ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina.
Yalo bukani la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.